This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous. I'm dangerous. So dangerous.
Hello, Body Slams podcast viewers, and welcome to Pop-Up Pipe Bombs. Yes, Joe, I will thumbs up with you. This is our WrestleMania Night 2 review, and please forgive us. We are dead to the world. We are tired. We are all wrestled out pretty much from this past weekend, since like what, Thursday, Wednesday, I don't know, whenever anything happened.
Well, Thursday was the prediction show.
Yeah, with Jimmy
I did another podcast on Friday. We also did Saturday. You did like 3 on Saturday.
We did 3 Saturday.
You did 2 yesterday, right?
No, I did 1 yesterday, only 1.
And then
So,
1, and then now.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm ready for bed.
I'm
dying.
beat, man.
Man, you know who's beat? All those guys working that whole weekend. I'm sure with all the publicity stuff they had to do, probably sign-ins, meet greet, whatever, and then do the whole show. Oh my God. And now they gotta do it all, like, well, some of them gotta do it again today on Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
I don't know how those guys do it. That's why they are where they are, and we are where we are, and we're the ones only talking about them.
Yeah, I am home. I never made it to that level, so.
Yeah. At the top of the show, you got to see the Devereaux Sports Team list going by. That will be updated. A whole bunch of other stuff's going to be updated, as well as our intro to the show. We're going to be working on some getting some custom music, original stuff that's only for us, so we can't get hit for that whole copyright stuff. So we haven't yet, because I did find some royalty-free music, but others who did use it, the same one as ours, they got hit, but we didn't. So we're not going to take any chances. So we're going to try to do what we can. Please forgive us if we're looking down. We're just trying to share it out to other groups and pages with the rest of the world, so everyone else can see what yous are seeing right along with us. If you're not watching this, I'm sure you're going to tune into the replay, but that's all good. Also, quick shout out to our affiliates out there, Tiffany Ann at the Indie Wrestling Corner, the guys at the Tornado Tag Podcast, Alex Watt at HTW Network, Conversación de Lucha Libre all the way in Puerto Rico, Bob Culture Podcast, Backstabbers Wrestling Podcast, and the guys at the 2300 Wrestling Podcast. I'll eventually get a video up so I don't have to go through the whole list then as well. Okay, with that being said, let's get down to business. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, because Monday Night Raw starts at 8 o'clock, and we don't want you to miss it. So we're going to try to get through this the best as possible. Joseph, how are we going to kick this review off? I'm guessing we have to go with match 1, right?
No, I'm gonna go with before match 1 and talk about Triple H coming out to the ring to officially not announce his retirement, but I guess officially recognize his retirement, because it came out on last week or the week before with that ESPN interview with Stephen A. Smith we talked about Thursday.
Yes.
So I guess he never got to have his I don't want to say his what do you call it?
Farewell.
Farewell match. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. He never got to have one that he knew of. He didn't know his last match was going to be his last match, so he came out and did a little thing, as most of us do. I did. I know a bunch of other guys that have done it. You come out, you leave your boots in the ring. It's symbolized that your heart's in there, your love, your passion's in the ring, but you can do it no longer. I did it. Triple H did it last night.
Mm.
He put his boots in the middle of the ring, the microphone. Prior to that, he said thank you to the crowd. Thanked them for the years of support and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it was cool to see that he got to do that because again he didn't know his last match was going to be his last match. So it was cool to see that, and cool that he got that, and especially knowing his position in the company now, where he's like way up
Yeah.
here. He's no longer
It
just a wrestler. He's
it was really
executive, way
moving.
up.
It was really moving just to see his when he had the boots left in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
We seen so many other talent done that the same way in the past before, but it was usually like after the match they would take them off
Yeah.
and leave them there. I haven't
And he
had
did
that.
his full Triple H entrance too with the
Yes.
water and everything. That was cool.
Yes.
In his suit
Yeah.
though, not in his gear. So he was in his suit, did the whole entrance in the water and everything.
Yeah. The crowd was on the feet. They were hot and heavy on night 2 a lot more. I think they were more louder on night 2 than they were on night 1.
In my opinion, night 1 was a lot better. Night 2 was good. Night 1 was great. But anyway, we go from that. Lights went out. They did the video package and stuff like that for the Raw Tag Team Title match. Triple H, I guess, ran away during the video package. He disappeared. He was gone. But it was Orton and Riddle. I think this was
It was the opening match.
Three-way. No, this is a triple threat, right?
Yes. It was
Okay.
rated Arcade Pro.
Yeah, sorry. I call him Orton and Riddle. I hate
it's all right. Taking on the Street Profits. Taking on the Alpha Academy.
Yeah. So they still. I mean, I guess this one didn't surprise me. I was gonna say they still managed to surprise when they throw the RKO in out of nowhere.
Yeah.
This one wasn't too surprising because it was just from just Chad Gable did something off the top rope and Orton just grabbed him and did it and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So that we've seen before, but it's always still in a spot in the match where you never expect it. It seems like it's a new spot every time.
When you were saying somebody coming off the top rope, I thought you were going to say Montez Ford when Riddle was on the top rope with him.
No,
and
yeah,
came off with the RKO from the top.
Yeah,
off the top rope. That was hot and heavy. In the beginning, we got to see everybody was shit canning each other, and the man left standing was none other than Otis.
Yeah,
like I really, really love Otis. He's just like, it's just something about him from when his character, the way he was before, to like now he's just like, like it was a funny meathead. Now he's more of a meathead. But it's
he's
it's
a little
cool.
more serious at the moment.
Oh yeah. It's cool to see. It's also cool to see guys like Montez and Chad Gable die. Oh my God, that dive that Montez did over the corner post, and then followed up by Gable with the moonsault to the outside.
Yeah.
This match hands down. It rocked for an opener. So it
was a good opener. Definitely got the crowd hype.
And what's that new guy's name? Was it Gabe Stevenson?
Gable Stevenson, yeah, the NCAA or the NCAA winner, I think he was, the Olympian or something. I forget. I think it was NCAA.
It was nice to see him and Chad Gable in there. And then when he just threw him, I'm like, holy shit, this guy, he can really throw. And
oh yeah.
And then plus it helps that Gable was short as hell. Yep. So it's good that he misses his head on the way over.
Yeah.
But phenomenal opener. I'm gonna give it on a scale from 1 to 10. We never did a scale from 1 to 10 before on the show here yet. or we can do like like out of 5 stars. I'm gonna give this for an opener. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It wasn't the greatest,
Yeah.
but it was a great opener though.
Oh yeah,
To
it
the
was
show.
definitely good to get the crowd into it and ready for the night.
All right, and
Orton and Riddle retained, by the way. They like I said before,
yes, they did.
Orton pinned Chad Gable after the RKO.
Up next was a one-on-one confrontation between Amos. How do you pronounce his name? Amos.
I say almost because I don't know how to say it, but it's almost.
Yeah. I say he almost. All right.
Yeah.
Taking on the almighty Bobby Lashley. Yeah. Like I thought Bobby Lashley was going to come in and wreck him, and it'd be a quick match, in and out, done and over with. But no. From the door, they had almost be playing the big man role, as naturally he is, pounding away, giving some nice strong shots to Lashley. Like I said, there's really not too much to this. I mentioned it before.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this almost guy. I just don't care.
Well, I mentioned this before when we did our predictions and stuff, that this match is pretty much going to be big guys really pounding away on each other type. You might see a couple things here and there.
The suplex is real nice.
Yeah.
Bobby Orton.
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley suplex. That was real nice.
I personally, was hoping he would did a nice standing one and hold him up there for a little bit to show that power.
I guess he could.
That would have been great. But in the end, Bobby Lashley picked up the victory. Yep. Moving along to a match that we wasn't all for. Up next was the jackass himself, Johnny Knoxville, taking on Sami Zayn.
I don't know. I wasn't looking forward to this when we did the prediction show. I don't care about it. I don't watch Jackass. I don't care. I didn't care last night. I still don't care now. Just not for me. I don't know. I just don't care. Like
I've never
been a Jackass fan, so it's like, what do I care?
Well, a lot of stuff that was done was I kind of expected it from the Jackass shows, like all the dumb pranks and stuff.
Yeah, I giggled at a lot of stuff. The giant hand, the Mae Young and Mark Henry hand.
I think it was Pat who posted a meme saying that Mark Henry and Mae Young.
He put it in the chat. I think I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter yesterday or last night, I guess. But
yes, Pat. We are mentioning you there.
Look, I giggled at that. The finish, the mousetrap thing, didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah,
it was broken, and nobody mentioned that it was broken. Johnny Knoxville had to manually do it, and you could see Sami Zayn holding himself down like this, like, oh, I can't get out of this.
Oh yeah.
If it doesn't work, just go with something else. I get that was the finish, but I don't know.
I think the only part that I actually liked was when Wee Man was in there.
That was all right.
Yeah. No, that's the only part I liked about the match.
I think Sami Zayn did a lot for those guys because he put all of them over. Everything that they did to him, he sold like $1 million. He put them all over. He definitely earned his Mania payday. I like the hand thing because I didn't expect it. You know what I mean? Because the camera was kind of facing this way. The camera angle, and the hand came out of this side. Yeah, so the hand came out of this side, and I saw it and I giggled right away. So it had its entertaining moments. Just overall, I'm not a fan of the Jackass thing. I don't really care about it. So that's why I didn't care about this. I get that it wasn't supposed to be a technical wrestling match. It was supposed to be a goofy stunt show kind of thing, and it's just, I'm not really a big fan of the guys that were in it, so it doesn't matter. Didn't matter to me, I should say. But Johnny Knoxville won.
Yeah.
What's funny is
unfortunately, but then
Johnny Knoxville and I think the Undertaker are the same age. They're both 57, and Johnny Knoxville looks a lot older, and he's much grayer. Maybe it was. Maybe it's Stone Cold Steve Austin is 57. I don't remember. We had this conversation last night in the group that I was with. But yeah. So that's what happened. Knoxville went over, and Sami Zayn definitely earned his payday.
Definitely. All right, moving along. Damn, it feels like we're running through this pretty quick because we know so. Because I know we talk when we get in the conversation. Sometimes we talk a little long because
depends on to not do that.
Depends on what we get to talking about. And we know we're all starting at the top of the hour at 8:00.
Oh man, I got a funny little story about the next match, about after the next match. We'll talk about it in a second.
Sounds good here.
Next
for the women's.
This is a another three-way match.
No.
No, this was the four corners, right? Wasn't this the
It was the fatal four-way for the women's tag team championship. Yeah, it was the champions, Queen Zelina and Carmella, taking on Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler.
And new champions, Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Yeah, I kind of somewhat seen it coming. You know, I could not see Liv being the champion or even Natalya again. Just the fact that as soon as they put these two together and they came out with them, well, practically everybody came out with matching gear.
You know, one thing I didn't like was the fact that they said that Graves and Carmella were getting married like this weekend or something like that.
Yeah, like
which to me meant okay, so they're gonna both have some time off for a while, which means obviously Carmella's gonna lose the title.
And Graves
kind of gave it away. They kind of gave it away with that.
Yeah.
But the story I was going to say was after this event was over, the second night, a buddy of mine who went out to Dallas to watch Mania bumped into Naomi at a gas station around the corner or whatever with his rental car or whatever, and she was walking around in that same green shit she entered the ring with, carrying the picture. She's wearing that, holding the title belt still.
And I guess she just really? Wanted to go back to the hotel and change instead.
No, they were at a gas station. Why would you carry the title belt with you outside? Like, unless you're screaming, "I want attention! Look at me! Look at me!"
Possibly.
I mean, it was just silly to me. But yeah, my buddy he's like, yeah, just bumped into Naomi at the gas station. Sent a picture of it. Him and his other friend and her. It was just weird to see her wearing all that stuff out in public with carrying the title belt. Anyway.
Yeah, like it was all over the place. Sasha, Naomi, congratulations on your win. But we're going to keep this moving because, like I said, we're trying to get through this fast, but not too fast. We're not trying to make it like we're trying to rush through.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. We had the tag team title match. Now, this here I got a little bit interested in. Well, it's not the tag team title. It's a tag team match between the New Day, Xavier Woods.
Okay, hold on. That was not next, but
no, that was not next. I got match.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I had to find it on the sheet here.
Okay.
So this was the one that was cut yesterday. Cut from not yesterday. I still think it's Sunday now. This is the one that was cut from Saturday's card because everything ran overtime. And I don't know if they put it there and they only gave him 5 minutes or whatever, but this was short and quick. Short and sweet.
The New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston taking on Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Holland picked up the victory for their team over on Woods. I guess he's no more King Woods. But
I don't know what happened to that?
This match started off pretty fast. Kofi with the what the hell is that kick he does called Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah,
that spin kick. He hit that, almost got the pin right away from the door. But no, it was back and forth. The thing that got me here that I was which I'm kind of still against. But after this, it was so hilarious and funny is Pete Dunne and his Butch character now. Him running around like a madman, like the little like Scrappy Doo from Scooby Doo. You know, he always wants to fight. He's running around trying
Butch and the Little Rascals. That's where I think it comes from. I don't know that. But that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but when you got to see Scrappy Doo from Scooby Doo, he's like, "Come on, let me at him, let me at him, let me at him," and everyone's always holding him back,
Yeah.
because he always wanted to get into a fight. But it was funny though, just him running around acting the way he was. It was hilarious. I actually got into it. I'm like, "Oh shit, he's pulling this off!" And then at the end, when Holland got the win, he came in, he started going to town on Woods. They're pulling Sheamus and Hobbs try to pull. He has Woods by the ear as he's almost gone. He reaches over, fish hooks him, and you literally
Pulls him
see,
back. Yeah.
yeah, he just like, holy shit. But yeah, they took out Kofi pretty much like midway, halfway through the match, laid him out, and took the advantage on Woods. 1, 2, 3, and it was that quick just to make up for them pulling them yesterday. Like you said, it was a short match.
You
It
know,
wasn't.
I think Pete Dunne's doing real good with this Butch gimmick thing, where he's like kind of like a wild, like, unstable guy, but unstable like crazy wild guy or whatever.
It's
But
like
it's
they
still,
always say.
I don't
It's
know.
like you can have a mob for a mob full of guys, and it's always the short one, the tiniest one. That's the tough guy. They were like, "Come on, let me have him, you son of a bitch!" Like
Right. But I'm
like
saying
Joe
like
Pesci.
I'm saying he came from the Pete Dunne gimmick to like this
Yeah,
character or whatever. I like it. I like what he's doing with it. I'm still
I
not
was
really thrilled with the name change thing, but what are you gonna do?
I was hating it until last night, hands down. All right,
All right, let's move
let
on to
let's
the
just keep this thing moving. What we got here? Number
next. We got
damn
the
match 6 already. Shit.
to me this was the greatest entrance of, I don't want to say of both nights. Maybe it was definitely the best entrance last night. Talking about Edge,
Yeah.
and maybe could have been the best entrance over both nights. Either him or Cody's, but
Well, I'm
um,
gonna have to go with Edge because you had a whole throne area rising with
yeah,
fire.
with two levels too, because
Yeah,
they had the stage, and then there was one riser above that, and there was another one above that where the throne actually was, and both levels had fire around it. It was really cool looking. I don't know,
now
whoever comes up with these set designs is just a genius.
from his gear and manner and his mannerisms recently, it's like they're trying to do Brood 2.0 or whatever. But also, when you look at his gear, he has the colors of that little purple in there and black, like of the Undertaker too. So it's like
Yeah,
putting him to the dark side and the Brood. But this match, AJ when he came out, he was already busted open on the cheek.
yeah, he walked into the set.
Yeah, like I don't know what the hell that was all about. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention or what. I know there was reports online about it.
No, because he had his hood down. Because he wears that vest with the hood on it. So
Yeah,
if you watch his entrance, he had the hood down. He came out, he couldn't see because the hood was over here, and he walked right into the thing, cut himself here, and then as soon as that happened, he grabbed the hood and pulled it off, and then walked out the rest of the way so he could see normal.
but yeah, they were hitting some nice spots in this one here. Edge kept
Yeah,
going.
this is a real good match. I dug this one a lot.
I know. Edge kept going for the submissions. He had the label lock on. He had the STF on. I
Yep.
like he was
Cross
hitting.
face.
Yeah. He was hitting
And he was
everybody's.
moving from one to the other. Yeah.
Yeah, he was hitting everybody's shit out there, and it was like okay, who's he gonna steal from next though?
Yeah.
But as it's starting to wind down though, what about that sick bump off the top rope onto the apron? Like when AJ took Edge.
I those are so hard to watch,
I
man. Because I know.
it's like
I mean,
it's
we
like
we
it's
know,
so hard and like your back just starts like
because
ooh.
we know, and they say it every time it happens. The commentators, but that's the hardest part of the ring is the apron. Because that's where all the steel meets the
Mm,
sides and the skirts and everything, and right underneath the skirt is where the steel frames are, and like they say it every time something happens out there. But man, it was it's brutal to watch, man. Especially guys like us that have had injuries in the past. Watching them hit the apron like that, man, that's rough.
our man Dennis chimed in saying that Edge definitely had best entrance, and then Cody's. So, but yeah, I agree with that 100%. He
I
definitely
want to.
did.
I want to throw out some props to Ref Jessica Carr, the former Kennedy Brink when she was on the Independents. A girl I've known for a few years. She did an awesome job refing this match, and it was real cool to see her there. Um, Actually, somebody else that I know had a hand in this match. And I don't know if they're doing what you said, the Brood 2.0 or whatever, but Damian Priest kind of
Yeah.
caused a distraction at the end of the match. It was weird because he didn't really do anything. I didn't see him come out at all, right? He
No,
just
no,
stood
the camera was
he
off.
just stood there, and then AJ was about to do I think his flipping clothesline thing he does over the rope into the ring. He was about to do that, and the
I think he was
only
going for the flying forearm.
yeah, that's what I mean, same thing. But the only the only distraction there was that he just looked over at Priest. That's it. He looked over at him and then looked right back at Edge. It's not like he stared at him for 10 minutes and then Edge came in and killed him from behind. You know what I mean?
I
It seemed kind of a little bit weak,
I
the
think
distraction.
I think Edge could have waited like a half second sooner to hit the spear, because when he jumped up, it didn't the impact didn't look. I'm like, yeah, he's coming down and you're going up, but if he would have waited just a extra half second, it probably would have looked a little bit more devastating.
Yeah.
Dennis chiming in here again. Oh, he's up
Well,
on the stream.
Cody and Rollins wasn't on night 2 though.
Night night 2 top 3 matches. Yeah,
Yeah, Cody Rollins was on night 2, so Edge, AJ, and Pat McAfee in theory would
yeah.
not. Pat McAfee. Well, we'll get to that. Actually, we'll get to that now because that's the next match.
Yeah.
I would say that's in my opinion definitely not one of the top matches of the night. Not terrible at all, really good, but I don't know. It was very like I think the stuff at the end kind of put a damper
the
on how
second
much fun the other
the
stuff was.
second part was kind of messed up. If it would have just been their match without Vince getting
Without any of the
interfering,
stuff, yeah, it was unnecessary.
and if Austin did come down then and just have him stun Theory, because Vince at the end there, when he took that stunner, it just yeah.
Well, here's the
Didn't look-
thing. Here's the thing. Obviously, he took it botched or it looked like shit or whatever because as soon as he took the kick, he went right down to his knee.
Yeah.
But Austin also went to grab him right away and put him into it. I think Austin should have backed off for a second, maybe see if is he going to stand back up, because
Yeah.
when he backed up, it looked to me like he was trying to get away from it. I think he just slipped and ended up fucking hitting the ropes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I get that he botched the sell or the bump or whatever, but he's 76. He's not a full-time wrestler.
Mhm.
He hasn't been in a match in many years. I mean, it's like when a referee takes a bump and they're like, "Oh my God, that ref bump looked like shit." Exactly. It should. The referee shouldn't look like he knows how to do everything. Then why isn't he wrestling?
That's the same thing with managers when they were once, like, some that were once wrestlers.
Right.
When they become managers, I'm a little bit at fault for this. That depends on what persona you're doing though as a manager. Some of the managers, if they have to get away from the wrestler aspect of them reacting to certain things and starting to be more of a coward as a manager and taking manager bumps and stuff like that. So,
but anyway, so that's the same way I see it with Vince McMahon doing shit like this. Like, it can't look like he knows, like he's a master of taking the move. It's got to look like shit. It was botched. I mean, terribly. It looked horrible, but the fact that it was Vince McMahon doing it and it looked that bad made it look so good because it was so friggin' hilarious. Everybody was laughing. Even the commentators were laughing. Steve Austin was laughing. I mean, I thought it was hilarious.
but
And then, was that before or after the Theory stunner?
that was after the Theory stunner.
Oh, okay.
He stunned Theory first, and then
So Austin stunned Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But going back to McAfee and Theory, though, McAfee was definitely impressing me once again, as far as since we already knew what he could do in NXT.
I know a lot of people are going to give me shit about this, and some already have online, but I think Pat McAfee wrestled being as limited as he is and limited time in the ring as he's had, I think he was better than Bad Bunny. And I don't give a shit about Bad Bunny. I don't give a shit about Pat McAfee. I don't care about football. I don't care about rap music. I care about wrestling. But I think Pat McAfee looked better wrestling-wise than Bad Bunny did.
Yeah, we got to see him miss that swanton off the top. He took that
nice.
Like a champ.
He took it, and they showed the replay in slow motion, and his bump was perfect. He landed in the perfect position,
nice and flat,
arms out, nice and flat. I mean, his timing was good. I don't remember if it was last night with him on commentary where they said that he's been at the Performance Center training.
Yeah,
or he's been. I thought somebody said that.
He'd been training prior to WWE. After he retired, after he retired, he started training for like he was wrestling or training or whatever for like 5 years, or whatever. So
what I did think was funny. Speaking of the NFL, was when Vince had the football. So just for anyone that might not be following all of this, after Austin Theory and him and Pat McAfee pinned Austin Theory, I don't remember what happened. It was some kind of surprise roll up or something. After that, Vince McMahon came in, challenged McAfee. McAfee said, "Okay, come on." And then Vince did the tease where he went to take his jacket off, and then he's like, "No," and he walked away. And then he turned around and came back. He's like, "Oh, fuck it, I'll just beat this guy up." Took off his crap, came in the ring, still looks to be in real good shape. And then he at one point he had McAfee down, and he had a football.
That was the take home. That was the take home.
What are you talking about?
That was the take home. The thing what you're about to explain about the football. That was right there.
Yeah. So it reminded me of when Ronnie Garvin in Mania 5, he had a towel. He had his towel, like he's come in the ring with a towel around his neck, and he would always like tease what side he was going to throw it out. And he would always throw it because he was a babyface. He wouldn't tease and then not throw it. But McMahon took the football and was like, he was going to punt it into one side. And the crowd was like, yeah, over here. And he would turn around and go, no, that side instead. And he would walk towards that side and go, yeah, all right, I'm going to punt it over there. And then he would go to kick it and he'd take it back, just like a heel. I'm not giving it to you. I'm not giving you the satisfaction, but I'm going to tease it. And then they fell for it. They got worked. And then he turned around and McAfee was on his hands and knees. And he dropped it and punted it like right into his gut. I thought it was hilarious. I don't know why I thought it was so funny. It didn't even look that good. It looked like he just dropped it and happened to kick it. But right in the gut, he got it. He got McAfee. I thought it was funny, dude.
And going back to a prop for McAfee, a lot of people popped. Just about when Theory pushed him off the top rope. He did the backflip, landed on his feet, stood there in the center ring, looked Theory like they were like staring at, like eyeing each other up. He comes running, leaps to the top rope, which you can see Theory grab him too, as to hold him up there. Follow that up with the superplex. That was huge props on his athleticism as far as the back foot land on the feet and that leaping ability to get up that high as he did. One
last thing about Austin Theory. The stunner that he took was his sell and his bump was amazing. Reminded me a lot of Scott Hall when he would hit the stunner, and he would shoot right up in the air.
Or the Rock.
He was kicking his feet or whatever. It was awesome.
One other thing to say about Austin is it didn't end on a really good night for McAfee because he lost the match. Then he had a couple beers with Austin. Then Austin stuns his ass.
He lost the Vince McMahon match, but he won the other one. Austin stunned everybody.
But the props was at the end when McAfee's laying on the outside by the commentary, and he's chugging a beer while he's on the floor. He's still
selling. Yeah, he's still selling the stunner, and he's all like, and he's still drinking the beer, and the camera shows him, focuses right in on him. That was hilarious too.
That's how they all should end. And ending, we're gonna end it off with the match that everybody was waiting to see.
Yeah.
Some more than others. And that was the WWE Championship versus the Universal Championship between Brock and Roman. It was a unification match. Brock did his own introduction.
That was hilarious.
Actually, what's his name?
Heyman did Reigns' introduction.
What's the ring? Vic Roman? Is that his name? The ring announcer, was his name Vic?
No,
Vic Roman?
Mark Rome or something like that. Mike Rome.
I can't remember.
Vic Joseph is the commentator. Mike Rome.
That's right. Announcer. That's right.
But Heyman did the Reigns ring announcement, and then Mike Rome was about to do Lesnar, and Lesnar grabbed it and did his own. And I thought that was great because the ring announcer didn't have to do nothing for that match.
Did you see Reigns' the look on his face before they locked horns? It was like, because Lesnar was there in the corner and he was taking his gloves off. He had this look.
Oh yeah. Is it? Oh yeah, because he wears those MMA gloves.
Yeah.
And he usually never takes them off.
Yeah, so he's taking them off, and just the look on his face was like, "Oh, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked." But it was a great opener. Like he came charging in. He went to town on him, and that one on the outside where he spears him through the barrier, but beforehand, Paul Heyman was pleading for his life. Oh, I love you. Oh, it's all Roman's idea. Please take me back.
That was the funniest thing.
I was like,
it was all his idea. It was all his idea. It's all Roman's idea. I love you.
Oh man.
That's when he did the spear through the dashboard, through the barricade.
Yeah. He hit him with several.
That's funny.
Well,
it was all Roman's idea. Dude, Paul Heyman is one of the best in the business right now. One of the best workers, one of the best talkers. In my opinion.
Hands down. There's been talk about it. I'm not sure if it's legit or if it was just the way his arm was bent and maybe a muscle.
It was
or
legit.
The muscle.
Yeah, it was legit. I saw pictures of it actually shortly before we went online. Before we went live, where you could see like it was almost taken like from this angle, and you could see like his bicep was like right. It was weird. It looked like when Scott Steiner used to flex, and he had a little bicep on top of his bicep. It looked like that. Like there was something sticking out.
Yeah, because
it was weird looking, man.
I wasn't sure if it was a legit injury or if it was just the way it was positioned, that his muscle was proceeding like that, because when he had him in the Kimura lock, and it looked like damn, it looked like he had it on there pretty tight though too, like because when you're a smaller guy, it's easier to get a hammer lock on you, but when you're big and you got muscles and stuff like that, you're kind of restrained from you're kind of restricted from moving your body in certain ways, especially your arms and stuff. It's like you hear stories about guys, they're so big, you try to put their arms to their side and they just like poof right back out, like
Yeah.
So it was like I was kind of trying to figure that out, like if it was actually real or not, but you're telling me it was. So I'm gonna go by you, because we believe everything we see and read on the internet. But hands down, Roman Reigns picked up the victory with that spear at the end. Me personally,
this is what I predicted. I predicted the other night
when
we did the show.
Spear looked a little weak.
I predicted Reigns. I wanted Lesnar, but I predicted Reigns, and Reigns won. I still kind of want Lesnar to show up and kill him, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like
where does Lesnar go from here? What do they do? Does he have any more appearances left on his deal, or like what happens now?
That's a good question.
Do they just go back and forth, still feuding and having a couple more matches back and forth? I mean,
I don't see why not. I
know Reigns is going to open up. Raw is going to open with Roman Reigns tonight, so I guess we'll find out.
If they have to go, it's hard to think. Like I could see them feuding up to SummerSlam, maybe.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
At least up to SummerSlam. I can't see them going any further than that. If it ends sooner than that, then okay. I guess I'd be cool with that, because maybe Brock will take some time off and come back.
Yeah.
A little, just a minor hiatus and then come
Actually,
back at SummerSlam or whatever?
I'm not sure if Reigns will open Raw. I know he'll be on Raw, obviously. Cody Rhodes gonna be on Raw too. I'm interested
Oh,
to see what
definitely.
he's gonna say.
Definitely. It's gonna have to be one of them opening up
I
Raw.
watched a bunch of interviews with him over the weekend, like 3 or 4 interviews with Cody Rhodes, and it just everything seems like he is legit, like he wanted to do that. He wanted to come back, and I know a lot of people are online saying that stupid traitor crap, and it's like, man,
I'm still reading that in group chat rooms that I'm in other chat rooms. I'm
yeah,
seeing the way the smart marks, the way they're just going in. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, let it go. It's not your life. I understand.
right.
We both understand it. Maybe it's not what you want it as the
But
fan,
But the weird
but
thing about that is like you're still gonna get to see him every week. What the hell's the difference? You know what I mean? Like fan wise, okay, I want him in this company.
yeah,
It doesn't matter what you want. It really doesn't, because he's got
yeah,
to pay his bills.
yeah,
He's got to feed his family. You know, he's got
yeah.
to keep a roof over his head, his newborn baby, and that's what he said. He said that in his exact quote was, "Once I realized that he was leaving. No, no, sorry. Once his wife gave birth to their daughter, he said, my first thought was, oh my God, she's beautiful. My second thought was, I need to make a lot more money now. And this is what became. This is how he did it. So obviously he's making more money now than he was offered at AEW, because he said that and he did this. So I mean, the two go together. But if you get a chance, anyone watching this, go back, go to YouTube. I forget the guy's name now, but it was on Inside the Ropes. There's a whole like 55-minute press conference that took place with him Sunday morning. So it was after the match Saturday, but it was before Mania Night 2, and it's on there. And I watched all of that. Alex Smith, I think, is the guy's name. I watched all of that, and or Alex Martinez. I don't remember. It's
Alex
Inside the
something.
Ropes. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
Alex something. But it was a really good interview, and he talked a lot about AEW and a lot about the Young Bucks and Tony Khan and blah blah blah. So it was cool. It was a cool interview to watch. Um, but anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get off track there.
no, it's quite all
But yeah,
right.
so I was saying before we got onto the Cody thing, I wanted Lesnar to win, but Reigns won, and like I said, Reigns will be on Raw tonight. I don't know if, like you said, does Lesnar take time off now and then, comes back? What is it? It's still April, so maybe he comes back at
It's
SummerSlam
it's a
or
hit or miss.
prior or
They got
before SummerSlam. It says, "Hey Roman, I'm gonna kill you. You kill me. You beat me in April. Now I'm just gonna tear your head off." Something like
like
that.
they have a huge roster of guys. They can go in any direction. It's
Yeah.
just what is creative going to do, what's in their contract. And then as going back to as far as Cody being there, I had my own little theory of how we were talking before about and other people saying about since Triple H had this thing with I guess Cody, with Cody went AEW when he broke the throne
Yeah.
in there and stuff. What do you see? They use that as part of an angle, that little scenario that happened in the past. They bring it full forward, and instead of Triple H, since he's retired, what if they have his new golden boy? I guess that's what you want to call him. I don't know. Tommaso Ciampa. Him and Cody do a program together.
I mean, maybe I could see something like that, but
I,
I think I think Cody's there for bigger names than Champa, who's really known as like Mr. NXT. But I would like to see the two of those guys work a match, Cody and Champa together. I'd like
oh
to see
yeah,
that.
and
Ciampa's one of the best in the business, in my opinion,
and
consistently, even with
yeah,
all the injuries he's had.
true, yeah, definitely.
I
Yeah,
mean, he's had some really rough neck stuff going on.
he's a he's a walking comeback story.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, literally. Uh,
Yo, also speaking of Cody Rhodes, when is I'm hoping his whole comeback to WWE thing is one of those WWE 24 shows, the documentaries they do, like the hour and a half long documentaries, and then like it ends at Mania and they show him coming out and blah blah blah. But I'm hoping to see one of those too. He
that'd be
said
great.
that he said in that interview. Not sorry, it wasn't in the interview. It was on his own Twitter. He posted a video that he was taking videos himself all day long, and he's like, it's 1 o'clock, and we're in the bus, and we're at outside the arena, blah. And then later he's like, it's 3:30, I'm still in the bus doing nothing and just sitting here. And then later he's like, it's 5:40, I put my gear on, my boots and my pants are on, and I'm still just sitting here. And you can hear his voice like getting lower and lower, like he's so tired. But he explains in there, he's like, nobody knows I'm here except he's like Triple H, obviously Vince McMahon. He's like my wife, obviously, because she was with him, and then he's like, he's just I wanted to come out and I wanted to put my robe on, put my gear on, whatever, and go walk out to the arena for the match, and they wouldn't let me. They made me put sweats on over my gear. They made him put a whole trench coat on to cover him. He had to put a hoodie on to cover his face because nobody knew he was there. There were a lot of the guys in the back that didn't know he was there. And when he's like, a lot of people didn't know until I got to the end. They showed him getting on the platform, the one that raises up for his entrance.
Yeah.
They showed him like getting on that and getting off the little golf cart and taking off the hoodie and stuff. And then when he did that interview, which again took place yesterday morning, so it was after his match with Rollins, he was like, there was a couple of people that knew because some people found out and came and found my bus where I was. Like I said, a couple of people came, and Triple H was the last one. And him and Triple, he's like, he said something about, he referenced the throne thing at some point, but I don't remember what he actually said about it. He did say a couple times that Triple H is his favorite wrestler and always was, and he's like, that's why. That's what he said. He's like, I took some shots. Like I talked a lot of trash about that guy, about this place when I was at the other place. Stuff on TV that I said, stuff I did on television, and he was like, for him to come in and like he like Triple H like embraced me and we had like a moment and we hugged and we talked and it was cool. And he like almost got emotional. He was like, it was cool, like, even after I talked some trash over there at AEW, and he was cool.
It was business. You had to pull the punches that you had to use those
Yes.
cards. Yeah, you had to pull those punk cards to get all eyes on you for like, oh my God, yeah, I get that shock value. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
he said this. I can't believe he said that.
Yeah.
Now let's wait and see what
And he used
what
a
Triple
sledgehammer
H
to
and
beat up
them.
the throne.
Yeah. So
Hilarious.
the fans were waiting for a tit for tat back and forth.
Yeah.
But every time AEW was throwing jabs, WWE didn't respond whatsoever. They just let it go.
Yeah.
Like,
and they shouldn't. I mean, it's like there's an old saying like number one doesn't have to pay attention to number two, or number one doesn't pay attention to number two, something like that. I mean, it shows that WWE is still on top. I mean, when you look at the ratings, they've been close once in a while, but the overall scheme of things, I still think WWE is on top. And again, number one doesn't necessarily need to acknowledge number two. Never mind mention them. It just it says something to me about a company. I'm not even going to mention company names, but it says something to me about the number two company when the number two is always jabbing at number one, and number one never acknowledges it, never says nothing back.
It's like us as people, we are living rent free in your head, and that's
exactly
what it was.
Right, and it's like you need to get over that and just do your own thing. Like worry about like when NXT started and when AEW started, Triple H did some interview and people were saying how it's like the Wednesday night wars, and Triple H is like, we're not at war with any other company but ourselves. He's like, I legitimately want to get better ratings than Raw and SmackDown to show that we're a third brand and we're our own thing. We're not just a developmental or a feeder system. But it was a lot of the AEW fans that were like, oh, it's a Wednesday night war. Like, no, it's not. I mean, first of all, they weren't head to head anyway. It's like, or were they actually? They may have been for a while.
Yeah,
I think they were for a while, but but it's not like like they were like Triple H was writing the show saying like, okay, so let's do this, and then make sure you do this because the AEW fans they like that and blah blah blah. It's not there were no shots taken at AEW. It was just they were doing their own thing, and I think that's how it should be. And I wish I watch AEW TV when I can, not every single week. Well, with me, AEW and WWE are similar in the sense that I watch all the pay-per-views, but I don't watch the TV every week. But I wish that they would just do their own thing and not have to always mention or reference WWE in some way. Like it's very like get over. It's been over 2 years they've been on the air now. Like it's time to get over it.
Don't worry, Joe. As soon as we get the ball rolling and we start booking all the grumpy old vets for a show, we'll hear all the young talent saying, "Why can't we get booked? Because you're not old enough, kid."
Yeah.
um, you know what? I did before we go off the air. I did want to throw this one thing at you.
Uh-oh.
I have one thing I want to ask you, and that is, out of the celebrities who we've seen in past WrestleManias and stuff, who would go over as far if we put these four in the ring together? Pat McAfee, Bad Bunny, Stephen Amell, or Logan Paul?
Oh, you mean
Uh, uh, As a
if
four
I
way.
was booking it, if I was booking it, Pat McAfee's over.
Okay. It would definitely be a toss up between him and Stephen Amell for me.
Yeah, maybe, but
Yeah.
I'd be afraid of Stephen Amell getting hurt. I wouldn't want him in there too much because he has other duties to do where he's doing his
Yeah.
TV show.
And McAfee would just dog the shit out of us on his podcast too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think McAfee would go over anyway. Uh, uh, Chris,
we got
Chris,
10 minutes to Raw.
we got Chris saying Logan Paul by far. Thanks,
No,
Chris.
definitely not.
I
Definitely
think one day we have to get the Combat Misfits guys on here with us because I know they like wrestling as well. I think one someday on one of the Sundays we'll get them chiming in, or we just get a instead of talking about what's on TV, we'll come up with a topic to talk about, and we can
Yeah.
get them in here with us. Maybe a topic of former MMA guys turned wrestlers, that kind of stuff, where the whole crossing either one way or the other,
Lashley, Lesnar. There's two right there.
or wrestlers turned MMA, whichever,
Yeah.
Punk,
Rousey.
that didn't go so good. But that's it. That's all we have for this pop-up show. Raw starts at
I
8
think
o'clock.
This
soon.
concludes our coverage of WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
Thursday, I don't know if you did anything on Friday as far as shows, but
No, I
Saturday,
didn't do-
Sunday, Monday, man, we did
Yeah.
7 or 8 shows over the course of the weekend, and I'm tired.
Yes, as a collective, we are beat.
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes before Raw kicks off.
All right, let me start wrapping this up. Ladies and gentlemen, coming this Thursday on Thursday Night Slam, we will have Indie Vet himself, a legendary around the Northeast area, none other than Slick Wagner Brown at 9:05 will be joining me here on the Bias Lands podcast. And then you can see me, Joe, and T back here next Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday coming up. Next Sunday, because yesterday was Sunday. Sunday at 11 a.m. for Breakfast and Body Slams. I'm sure Joe will have some breakfast.
Yes, sir.
And if we're lucky, our buddy Flex will be chiming in, talking about what we got for breakfast. So I might sit with something here. I know T always brings something for breakfast, but I'll let him do him because I'm always just down in that coffee as much as I can. Check out the biaslandspodcast.com, everyone. It is fully updated. Yes, fully. Even tonight, when I'm done with this show will be updated on there as well. All of our audio stuff is updated. You can listen to while you're in your car, on the go, when you're in the gym. You can see all of our past playlists. You can go to our pod shop, get some of our merchandise just like this, the pop-up plate bombs, and a whole host of other stuff. And little by little, we are improving it. Our gallery page is now our Instagram page. So anything on our regular Instagram, you can actually see on the website itself directly.
Hey, sorry, I'm looking at a picture right now that a friend of mine took. That's at Raw tonight in Mania, Raw after Mania in Dallas, whatever. And it looks like they have the same setup for Edge's entrance again. Something similar, at least. There's a ramp that goes way up and it comes down onto the regular entrance ramp. I wonder if they're going to use that for Edge. I mean, you probably can't see it, but you can see the ramp being constructed right there.
Okay, you think that might open the show?
Maybe just so they can get this big contraption out of the way. Or maybe so nobody walks into it and cuts their face before the match even starts.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. All right. With that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm Chio. That's Joey.
Yes.
And this is Pop-Up Bite Bombs for the Bioslams podcast. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, and find out when we are live. And we'll see you Thursday and Sunday. Peace out.
This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. What you gonna do? I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy.